It's week 3 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll get a look at Ezekiel Elliott. He had a great week last week, well over 100 on the ground with a score. It's the 49ers and the Broncos on Sunday night.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Denver Broncos.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one, it's really a good matchup when you boil it down.
And I think that each quarterback wants to play this game with a faster tempo. They want to get the plays in quickly, get in and out of the huddle quickly, take just a few seconds at the line of scrimmage and survey the defense, and then attack. And I think that we'll see both offenses try to do that in this one.
It's the first weekend of autumn and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
D.D. Westbrook to return from his end zone.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive.
Leading them out, the third-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Hurts throwing right away.
Finding Harris over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 25 on second down.
Hurts. They'll drop that underneath to ETN.
7 yards there and a first down.
The Broncos at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL. That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
There's Chris Olave. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
This is caught. It's Kirk.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And a quick throw here. That's complete.
6 yards left on second down. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jalen Hurts, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers.
Bringing him out is the pride of North Dakota State. Now at his 7th NFL season, Carson Wentz.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That was all Preston Smith navigating into the backfield. He gets the tackle for loss.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep, D.D. Westbrook. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
On 1st down, Hurts. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts avoids the target, and he has it over the middle. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the 1st quarter here tonight. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Samson Ebukam. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
They go play at Hurts.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills.
And the 49ers will take over here as he get it up to the 43-yard line.
this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. So after the INT, here's Wentz. He gets it complete to Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Wentz. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw is Wentz. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll be brought down at the 27. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 23. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Wentz. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
First down for Odell Beckham Jr. We can finally say it, partner. OBJ got his ring. Really fit in with the Rams once he got there and was invaluable in leading them to a Super Bowl victory. Suffered a knee injury in that game, but he's back and ready for an encore in 2022.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Throwing is Wentz. He'll hit Jackson complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. Able to slither by. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he wisely will throw that one away. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Wentz now to throw. He finds his target, Beckham. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Wentz gonna throw. Eluding the pressure right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now Wentz. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They were able to defeat Houston last week. They lead things here as well as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Hurts. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Hurts to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this is going to remain a 1-point game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Elliott saw the fewest carries of his career in 2021, but that didn't stop him from still going across 1,000 yards for the 4th time and finishing top 10 in the league in both yards and touchdowns. Another productive season from one of the league's best backs.
Wentz now on 1st down. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be out right at the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And he slings one that's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Finding Harris over the middle. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just...
Now loose football. The ball comes out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they have the football that will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. But first down, Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts, and he fires one incomplete. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get into his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this is going to remain a 1-point game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They go to Elliott again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From midfield, here's Wentz. Over the middle, complete. That's Elliott. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. To throw is Wentz. Right back to his running back, Ezekiel Elliott. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Wentz now on 1st down. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Christian Watson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Niners have moved out in front. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Denver's offense now set to go. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And incomplete on the deep ball. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll drop to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 30 seconds to play in this first half. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Wentz. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll start with a short field following that turnover as they look for points here before the break. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. That's caught one more time by Boyd. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. He gets it complete to Harris. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. Oh, and he's going to be brought down a few yards short of the goal line, and they're going to be unable to stop the clock from here. So close yet so far, and that's going to be how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute, but first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Holding offense.
Kyle Long back from retirement, the guilty party on that one. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. That's caught by Jackson. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Wentz going to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Jordan Smith drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
That must be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half. Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts. And this one's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Here's Hurts to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? Can I try and go with the quicker guy and sometimes even get out quick there? Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. To throw again on second down. Hurts. Complete to Olave on the out route. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They'll look to throw again. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
Back to throw again. And this one taken in by Olave. And he is going to have a Broncos first down on a well-designed play there. That gets him 16 to move the chains. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So the drive will continue. After the conversion on 4th, they'll work from the 20 on first down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Jet sweep, Boyd with it. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Throwing is Hurts. And he coughed it up. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. His throw complete right side to the tight end Parham. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Drop for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick.
Westbrook now on the return.
And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we got a chance to put points on the board.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now a give, running left is Harris.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hurts.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So you look back to the problems they've had with their kicking game, and their kicker here in this one probably influenced the decision there.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Because he's had those misses, they didn't want to go back to him. That forced the issue, and they had to go for it there and didn't pick it up. That changes the whole complexion on how you call a game.
On play action, Wentz. They'll roll him out right.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Draw play, Elliott. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. To throw is Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 65 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Dances by him. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham. And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. Now Elliott. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Ezekiel Elliott. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go around. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Harris running straight ahead. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 7.
Finding ETN here, catching it on the out route.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
109 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the nights go on. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Wentz now on 1st down. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there, not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. Now Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
And here comes Westbrook.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So the Broncos coming out now.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On 1st down, Hurts.
And he rifles one incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he shifts past him.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts. He completes it to Olave.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A very solid gain of 27.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there for the offense. They're hoping that that's something they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Wentz. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this one is incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wentz going to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Wide open receiver complete.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. A give to Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 45 on 2nd down, Wentz. And this will be incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Now Wentz. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now back to the ground with Elliott. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, it's Elliott. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Wentz to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd down and goal. Wentz to the goal line, but it's incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now Wentz. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deshaun Jackson from 4 yards out. And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone. Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Denver's offense ready to go again. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive. Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive to less into double-digit snaps. You need to score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw. Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Completes to Njoku. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Hurts trying to hurry up the offense. Hurts. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Hurts. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He'll drop that underneath to ETN. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts fumbles it. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Throwing is Hurts. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
Crosby connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game. What a finish in this one, Charles. This group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the 49ers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 1-2, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.